show you. Okay, there's what it does when it's full. Ready to refill these propane tanks. We use them for a lot of things. I've got a big flat top that we do a lot of cooking on, and I've also got a pellet grill that also has one side is propane, so we use these for a lot of things, cooking outdoors. And instead of going to the store and having them going to a propane place and having them refill it, I got a wet line on our propane tank here, and you'll see how that works. Pretty much all my life we've had a wet line on a propane tank. Even when I was living at home, we had wet lines on our propane tanks at home. So I've kind of grown up with this, and hopefully anybody that tries this, they'll pay attention to what they're doing. I mean, you know, don't be out here smoking or doing stuff with fire while you're filling these up, because there is some vapor that floats around in the air for a little bit, but never had a problem. As far as I know, the wet lines aren't illegal. I think the propane company that we use here, I don't know if they still install them, but I think they will go ahead and put the valve on, and then you can do all the connections yourself. I don't think any of the propane tanks or propane companies actually install the line itself, but they'll put the valve on, and then you can get the hose and the connectors and everything. And it's really a pretty simple process, so I probably won't talk a whole lot while this is going on, but you can stay tuned and see how it's done. One thing you want to remember, I guess, if you get all this set up for your own deal, the filler that goes in here, it's a left-handed thread. So instead of screwing it counterclockwise to screw it in like you would do a normal, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, this one is actually the opposite. This one, you turn left, what would normally be loosening, but this is actually tightening it. So you just tighten this up, open your valve, and over here on the side there's a little flat bladed screwdriver will fit in this. You just crack that screw open just a little bit. Valve. Always do it slowly. I don't know if the camera can pick up, but I can hear the gas flowing into this. So we'll let this run, and when it starts to spew out this little vent hole, that's when I know it's full. Shut the valve, and then I'll fill this other one up. And my dad always taught me that whenever you're filling these propane tanks, do it when it's cool outside, because you'll get a better fill. So I'm out here about 8 o'clock in the morning. I think it's probably in the 70s, I guess. It's going to get up into the 90s, I think, today. So thought I'd go ahead and get out here and get these filled up while it's still cool outside. If you ever never messed with propane too much, when you start getting propane fumes flowing out, the bugs, the flying bugs, come to it. I don't know what it is about the propane scent that they put in propane, because naturally occurring it doesn't have any smell. They have to put, I forget what the technical name is for the smell they put in there, but I just sucked in a bug. They have to put the smell in there so you'll be able to smell it. Got a big story on that with the mom and dad and the place they had down at the lake one time, but we'll get into that some other time. This little screw right here, this is what I was referring to. That's what I was opening up. You can probably hear it hissing if I open it up a little bit further. This is just letting air escape. But you can see that's it's extremely cold, so you get frost buildup on that. But as soon as this tank is full, it'll start spewing propane out right here. And somebody can probably come on here and correct me, but the way I understand propane to work is it's a liquid, but when the pressures change, it converts to a gas, and that's what you actually burn. It's the gas. So that's a short term for it, but that's the way I understand how it works. On the big tank, there's a rod that goes down in there that siphons the liquid off at the bottom of the tank, and then it converts, the pressure difference converts it to a gas. The gas goes in here, and then as the pressure changes in here, it changes back to a liquid. But then whenever you hook it up to a burner or whatever you're powering with it, the pressure difference changes it back to a gas, and that's what you actually burn is just the gas. So right now it's just releasing air. There is a little bit of, propane scent, that smell that's coming out of it. You can smell it pretty good, but that part's not, as far as I know, it's not harmful. I wouldn't try putting a match anywhere near that, but this does take a little bit of time because you're just working off a pressure differential between the big tank and this little tank. When you go to a propane place, or if you have propane delivered, they actually have a pump that actually pumps it, and that's why it's quite a bit faster. But I think the big tank I'm pulling out of, I think it showed it had almost close to 100 pounds of pressure in it, so we're just working off of that. After you do this for a while, you'll start to get the feel of how much time, when it's going to get close, it'll start to spit a little bit of the stuff. So when it starts to do that, I'll show you. Okay, there's what it does when it's full. Shut that. Shut the valve. And then shut this valve. And now this tank is full. And you can tell it's heavy. Okay, I'll try to give you a little better close-up here on what I'm doing down here. This is the thread that I was talking about. It's a left-handed thread. You screw that inside, tightens up. Go ahead and open your valve up on the tank. And then we open the valve coming from our big tank. And then come down. Open that little vent valve right there. And this hose is coming off of this right here. This is the wet line valve, and it's separate from the valve that controls, that's underneath that dome. But this is the extra fitting that you have to have on your propane tank. I think pretty much all propane tanks have the opening for this. You just have to find one that if your propane company has them or can get one. It just installs over here. You don't have to, you know, weld any new fittings or anything like that. I think they all have extra fittings on the top, or at least every one I've ever had. But yep, and then you just have a hose company make you the hose to come around, come in. You'll want to put a valve so you can shut off the gas coming from the big tank. And these are all brass fittings right here. And then you'll need a screw on part that'll go into your tank. There's a little better view. Shut that. Shut that. And then shut that one. Now whenever you do unscrew this, it will spew out a little bit, so always use a wrench while you're doing that. Even after you get it loosened up a little bit, until it releases the pressure, because the gas coming out of there is very, very cold, and it will give you instant frostbite. That's the end that goes. This is the end that actually screws up into your tank. Put the cap back on it to keep the dirt daubers out. Then I keep this little plastic cap. I don't even know where I found it, but I keep that on the end of the deal to keep dirt. And like I said, the dirt daubers, for whatever reason, they love this stuff, so I just keep that covered up so I don't have a dirt dauber nest built up inside my hose. And then all that's left is to shut this valve off, and we're ready for next time. So got 2 tanks filled here in, I don't know, it's probably 20 minutes or so. So got a lot of grilling to do with these 2 tanks. So stick with us, come back around, or come back and see us on the channel. If you could like and subscribe this video, we'd appreciate it. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them, but there's
I'm no expert on this, but this is what I've done most of my life, so it's a pretty easy deal, and I think it's pretty safe. Anyway, that's what we do. Talk to you guys later.